All right, so today we're going to be talking about the Motor Vehicle Assembly Supervisor role and how to get that job.
Ooh, very exciting.
Super exciting, yeah. So, you're ready for your interview, and we're going to be diving deep into some RoleCatcher resources to help you ace it.
Awesome.
So we've got some sample interview questions that we're going to be talking about, career insights, of course, and then,
Mhm.
we always got to sprinkle in a little AI magic from RoleCatcher to make your prep, like, top-notch,
Yeah, get you ready.
Exactly.
Make you feel good and confident going in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, you go into this interview, you got to know what you're talking about, and it's more than just knowing how to assemble a car, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What else is there?
This role is really all about y- leadership, problem solving, and keeping up with all those changes in automotive technology.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, the industry is like constantly evolving.
all the time.
So, okay, let's jump right in. Let's get into those interview questions because I know that's what people really want to know about.
Yeah, that's the nitty-gritty.
Exactly. So the first one from RoleCatcher's list is, what experience do you have in motor vehicle assembly? Now, this seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
But how can you make your answer really stand out?
Well, I think of it as an opportunity to, tell your story. Instead of just like listing, job titles and dates, actually walk the interviewer through your experience.
Mhm.
Talk about specific projects, challenges you overcame and the skills that you developed along the way.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, instead of just saying, I'm a hard worker, like, give me an example of like how you were a hard worker, like show, don't tell, right?
Exactly.
So give me an example. What would be something that somebody could say?
Well, let's say, you know, did you ever implement a new safety protocol that reduced accidents on the line? Or maybe you streamlined a process that really boosted efficiency? Like, those are the kind of details that really, like, catch someone's
Oh,
attention.
for sure. Yeah, those are things that are like measurable too.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, I did this, and then this is the result of what I did.
Shows impact.
Yes. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer because it actually analyzes job descriptions to pinpoint the specific skills that they're looking for.
That's so cool.
Super cool. So then you can use that information to like tailor your answer and emphasize the experiences that are most relevant to this specific role. So they're looking for somebody with a certain skill, and you're like, oh, well, I have that skill, and here's how I used it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. You want to make sure you're speaking their language and highlighting the things that they want to know.
Totally. And also, interviewers are always looking for that adaptability
Oh, yeah. Big time.
and a willingness to learn. So even if you don't have direct experience with like a specific technology or process, you can still highlight your ability to pick up new skills quickly.
Yes, definitely.
So it's like you're not afraid of a challenge. You're willing to learn.
Exactly.
Okay. So the next question is a classic. What is your leadership style when managing a team of assembly workers? And again, we all know you can't just say, oh, I'm a hard worker or I'm a leader. Like, give me some more.
Great. Give me the meat.
Yeah, exactly. How do you answer this authentically and like really impress the interviewer?
Well, avoid all those labels and jargon. So instead of calling yourself a transformational leader or a collaborative leader, all those buzzwords, just describe your approach to leadership in action. So do you empower your team to like make decisions? Do you focus on clear communication and feedback? Do you celebrate successes and learn from setbacks together?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So it's about like how you operate as a leader, not necessarily like putting yourself in a box.
Exactly. It's about actions, not just titles.
Totally. And then back it up with a story, a concrete example. So tell a story about a time you successfully led a team, highlighting the specific actions you took and the positive outcomes that you achieved.
Yeah, a story always helps people remember.
Oh, for sure. And I love that because stories are so powerful.
Hmm.
I feel like it makes it more real and you can actually feel it more when you hear a story versus just like, I did this and this.
Absolutely.
And RoleCatcher actually lets you practice telling these stories, which
Right.
I think is really cool.
Well-
I know. Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
So they have this AI-powered video interview practice where you can record yourself answering questions, get feedback on your delivery, and just like refine your answers until you feel like super confident.
It's like having a personal coach.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like you can just keep practicing until you get it right and until you feel good about it.
Yeah, you're ready for the big game.
Exactly. Okay, so now let's talk about quality and safety,
Okay.
because this is a big one. So one of RoleCatcher's questions asks, how do you ensure that quality and safety standards are met in the assembly process? This is where you get to showcase your, like, meticulous side, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to demonstrate that you're not just following the rules, but you're really proactive about creating a safe and efficient work environment.
Okay. So how would you go about answering that question?
Well, start by describing your overall approach to managing quality and safety. So, do you have a system for tracking key metrics? Do you conduct like regular inspections and audits? Do you foster a culture of continuous improvement where everyone feels empowered to, identify and report potential issues?
I love that.
And then dive into a specific example. So, did you ever spot a potential safety hazard and take steps to correct it before an accident occurred? Or did you implement a new quality control measure that reduced defects?
So again, it's like showing that you're going above and beyond and not just doing the bare minimum.
Exactly. Taking initiative.
Okay, let's face it, conflicts happen,
Oh, they do.
especially in a fast-paced environment like in the assembly line. So RoleCatcher asks, how do you handle conflicts or issues that arise during the assembly process?
Right.
So how do you answer that one?
Well, you want to demonstrate your conflict resolution skills, right?
Yeah.
So share a story about a time when you successfully navigated a conflict, highlighting your ability to listen, communicate effectively, and find a win-win solution.
I love that win-win.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
So give me an example. What would be a story that somebody could tell?
Well, did you mediate a disagreement between team members? Or maybe you facilitated a brainstorming session to come up with a new process that addressed the root cause of the conflict.
So it's not just about like putting a Band-Aid on it. It's about going to the source and figuring out why is this conflict happening?
Exactly. Addressing the root cause.
And then how can we make sure that it doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Prevention is key.
So the interviewer is interested in how you handle these situations, what you learned from them, and how you've grown as a leader.
Absolutely. Growth mindset.
Yes. So this next question, I think, really gets to the heart of like the supervisor role. It's all about making sure that those production targets are met while maintaining top-notch quality.
Right. The classic balancing act.
Yeah, exactly. So RoleCatcher asks, how do you ensure that production targets are met while maintaining quality standards?
Good question.
So how do you do it?
It's tough. It's a tough one. But you want to show that you're efficient and you can meet deadlines, but you can't compromise quality. So share a time when you had to make tough decisions to balance speed and quality. What strategies did you use to ensure that both goals were met? Did you involve your team in finding solutions? Did you leverage technology or data to make informed decisions?
Oh, yeah. I like that. Data-driven.
Yeah, data's your friend.
Yes, for sure. And this is also a great opportunity to like highlight your understanding of lean manufacturing principles and continuous improvement methodologies. So if you have any experience with those, definitely bring those up.
Yes, those are big buzzwords in the industry.
Okay. And again, RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answer to specific job roles. So if the company that you're interviewing with emphasizes innovation and cutting-edge technology, you might want to focus on your experience with automation or data-driven decision-making.
Right. Highlight the skills that they're looking for.
Okay, now the automotive industry is always changing, right? It's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So RoleCatcher asks, how do you stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies in motor vehicle assembly?
Yeah. How do you keep learning?
Exactly. So how do you answer that one?
Well, don't just name drop a bunch of industry publications. Like,
Yeah.
I read this magazine, I read this journal.
Okay.
Instead, share how you actively engage with new information. Have you taken any online courses on, emerging automotive technologies? Did you attend a recent industry conference where you learned about, advancements in robotics or electric vehicle manufacturing?
So you're like constantly learning and growing. You're not just like stagnant in your knowledge.
Absolutely. Got to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay. So speaking of staying on top of things, time management is super crucial in this role.
Oh, for sure.
So RoleCatcher asks, how do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively when supervising a team of assembly workers?
It's all about being organized.
Yeah. So describe your system for prioritizing tasks, delegating effectively, and tracking progress. So do you use any specific project management tools or techniques? Do you break down large projects into smaller, more manageable tasks?
Right.
Do you schedule regular check-ins with your team to make sure everybody is on track?
Yeah, communication is key.
Yeah, communication is so key for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about your typical day. How do you structure your day to maximize efficiency and ensure everything gets done on time and to the highest standard?
And don't forget to mention your ability to adapt to changing priorities and handle those unexpected challenges.
Oh yeah, for sure. Flexibility is so key.
Big term.
Because things don't always go according to plan.
Never.
Right. Never.
That's part of the fun.
Okay, so we're on a roll. Let's tackle this next question from RoleCatcher. It asks, how do you motivate and engage your team of assembly workers to achieve their best performance? This is where your leadership style really shines, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what's the secret sauce?
Yeah.
How do you motivate people?
Well, it's about inspiring your team to do their best work, not just telling them what to do. So describe your approach to communication, feedback, and recognition. Do you create a positive and supportive work environment where everyone feels valued and respected? Do you provide opportunities for professional development and growth?
Oh, yeah.
Do you celebrate successes and learn from mistakes as a team?
I like that.
Yeah,
It's all about like teamwork and, growing together.
absolutely.
And then share a specific example of a time when you successfully motivated your team to achieve a challenging goal.
Yeah.
What were those key factors that contributed to their success? What did you learn from that experience?
Yeah.
And remember, every team member is different.
Oh, for sure.
What motivates one person might not motivate another.
Yeah.
So, how do you figure out what makes people tick?
You got to understand what drives your team members, recognize their individual strengths, and find ways to tap into their unique talents.
Okay. So moving on to the next question from RoleCatcher. It asks, how do you ensure that your team members are trained and equipped to perform their roles effectively? So it's all about investing in their development, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. A well-trained team is a productive and engaged team. So you want to make sure they have the knowledge and the skills they need to succeed.
Okay. So how do you approach training and development?
Well, do you provide opportunities for on-the-job learning? Do you encourage your team members to pursue certifications or additional training? Do you create a culture of mentorship where experienced team members share their knowledge with newer team members?
Oh, I love that mentorship is so valuable.
It is. Yeah, it's a great way to pass on knowledge and experience.
For sure. And then how do you assess the effectiveness of your training programs and make adjustments as needed?
Continuous improvement.
Always.
Oh.
Always. So think about the different learning styles of your team members. How do you tailor your training approach to meet their individual needs and make sure everyone is equipped to succeed?
And don't forget about the importance of providing ongoing feedback and support. It's not a one-time thing.
Right.
Training and development are continuous processes.
Okay. So we've reached the final question on RoleCatcher's top 10 list. And it's a tough one,
Ooh.
but it's also super important. So it asks, how do you handle performance issues or underperforming team members? It can be a delicate situation,
For sure.
but it's also an opportunity to show your leadership maturity and your commitment to helping your team succeed.
Yes, you want to be firm, but also fair and understanding.
So how do you strike that balance?
We'll start by outlining your overall approach to performance management. Do you have a system for setting clear expectations, providing regular feedback, and documenting performance issues?
Okay.
And remember, the goal isn't to punish underperforming team members. It's to help them grow and reach their full potential.
So it's not about like being mean or, putting them down. It's about like helping them grow.
Absolutely.
So give me an example. What would be a way that somebody could answer this question?
Well, you could share an example of a time when you successfully coached an underperforming team member to improve their performance. What strategies did you use? What were the key communication points? What was the outcome? Did you identify any underlying issues that were impacting their performance? Did you provide additional training or support?
So it's about being like a detective almost and figuring out like, why is this person not performing well?
Exactly.
Is there something else going on?
Maybe they need more training. Maybe there's something preventing them from, doing their best work.
Or maybe they just need a little extra support.
Exactly.
So this is a great opportunity to showcase your communication skills, your ability to give constructive feedback, and your genuine desire to help your team members succeed.
Yes. Showing that you care about your team's success is really important.
Absolutely.
It's all about creating that culture of accountability and improvement, making sure everybody feels supported and empowered to do their best work.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit now and talk about like the bigger picture of your career. RoleCatcher provides a really interesting overview of the typical career path for a motor vehicle assembly supervisor.
Yeah, it's really cool to see where this role can actually take you.
Yeah, so where can it take you?
Well, RoleCatcher breaks it down into stages, starting from, entry-level motor vehicle assembly worker all the way up to senior motor vehicle assembly manager.
Wow, that's a big jump.
It is, but it's a cool journey to see, laid out like that.
Yeah, it's like a roadmap.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's imagine for a second a day in the life of an entry-level motor vehicle assembly worker. What's that like?
Well, at that stage, you're really on the front lines, mastering those fundamentals of assembly work. You're assembling components, following those detailed instructions, inspecting those finished products, and assisting those more experienced
So it was
workers.
very hands-on.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
very hands-on. You're building that solid foundation, learning the ins and outs of the assembly process.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay, so from there, you might move up to like a junior motor vehicle assembly technician.
Exactly. As a junior technician, you're going to be taking on more responsibility. You're operating machinery, troubleshooting any technical issues, collaborating with your colleagues to meet production targets, and maybe even training newer team members.
Oh, cool. So
Hmm.
you're getting a lot more experience under your belt.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to expand your technical skills and gain that valuable experience working as part of a team.
Okay, and then from there, we get to the role we're focusing on today, the Motor Vehicle Assembly Supervisor.
Now you're leading the team, coordinating activities, analyzing those production reports, and implementing process improvements.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's also really rewarding. You're ensuring quality and safety standards are met, and you're constantly looking for ways to enhance that efficiency and productivity. You're like the conductor of the orchestra, making sure everything's running smoothly.
I love that analogy.
Mm.
The conductor.
Yeah, got to keep the music going.
Okay, so from there, if you keep, developing your skills and your leadership abilities, you could eventually reach the top of the ladder and become a senior motor vehicle assembly manager.
Yeah, the top dog.
The top dog, exactly.
Yeah.
So what's that like?
Well, at this level, you're setting the strategic direction for that entire assembly department, managing budgets, leading and mentoring those other supervisors, and collaborating with other departments to optimize operations.
Wow, so it's really big picture stuff.
Yeah, you have a deep understanding of the industry, a proven track record of success, and those leadership skills to drive innovation and growth.
Wow, that's really impressive. It's really cool to see how this role can evolve and how many opportunities for growth there are within this career path.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's definitely room to move up and grow in this field.
And RoleCatcher doesn't just outline the job titles and responsibilities. They actually provide insights into the skills and qualifications that are essential at each stage.
Yeah, which is super helpful, if you're planning your career development.
Totally. So they're telling you like what you need to do to get to the next level.
Exactly. They highlight those technical skills, those soft skills, and those certifications that can really make you a more competitive candidate.
Speaking of certifications, RoleCatcher actually recommends a few that are particularly valuable for aspiring motor vehicle assembly supervisors.
Oh, yeah.
And one that stands out is the Six Sigma Green Belt certification.
Ooh, yes, Six Sigma. That's a good one.
So what is that?
Well, Six Sigma is all about process improvement and reducing defects. So having a Six Sigma Green Belt certification basically demonstrates that you have that ability to analyze processes, identify any inefficiencies, and implement solutions to enhance quality and efficiency.
So give me an example. How would somebody with a Six Sigma Green Belt use that in this role?
Well, let's say you're overseeing an assembly line and there's a high rate of defects in a particular component, right? A Six Sigma Green Belt would equip you with those tools and methodologies to investigate that root cause of those defects, analyze that process, and implement those changes to prevent those defects from recurring.
Oh, so it's not just about fixing the problem. It's about figuring out why is the problem happening.
Exactly. And how can we prevent it from happening again?
And that's where Six Sigma comes in.
Exactly.
Right.
Using data and statistical analysis to make those informed decisions and drive that continuous improvement.
Okay, so Six Sigma, very valuable certification.
Very valuable.
And then there's also Lean Six Sigma,
Oh, yeah.
which kind of combines those principles of Six Sigma with lean manufacturing principles. So what's that all about?
Well, lean manufacturing focuses on eliminating waste, streamlining those processes, and maximizing value for the customer.
Okay.
So Lean Six Sigma brings those two methodologies together to create that powerful framework for optimizing production processes.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, taking the best from each.
And I can see how these certifications would be incredibly valuable for an assembly supervisor, especially in today's manufacturing landscape where everything is so competitive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It shows those employers that you have those skills and that knowledge to lead that high-performing team and drive results.
So it's not just about what you know, it's also about what you can prove.
Exactly. Got to have those credentials.
And beyond those core certifications, RoleCatcher also mentions some certifications related to supply chain management.
Oh, yeah, like CPIM and CSCP.
Yes, exactly. So why would those be important for an assembly supervisor?
Well, even though you're focused on the assembly line, Having that broader understanding of the supply chain can really make you a more valuable asset to the company.
Okay.
Showing that you understand how your role fits into that bigger picture of getting those products from raw materials to finished goods, in the hands of those
So
customers.
it's like you're thinking beyond just your little piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. It's about having that holistic view of the entire production process.
Yeah, and that can help you make more informed decisions and anticipate any potential challenges.
Absolutely. And it can also open up those opportunities for career growth into those roles that involve managing broader aspects of the production and supply chain.
So it's like you're setting yourself up for success in the long run.
Exactly. Planting those seeds for the future.
Okay, so we've talked about interview questions, we've talked about career paths, we've talked about certifications. Now, let's get back to RoleCatcher's AI magic because I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah. The AI is amazing. It's like having that personal career coach and a tech-savvy assistant all rolled into one.
So how can it help with the interview process?
Well, their AI-powered tools can analyze those job descriptions, identify any missing skills, and help you optimize your resume and cover letter.
So it's making sure that you're highlighting the skills and experiences that are most relevant to that specific job.
Exactly, tailoring your application to each specific role.
Okay, and then what about practicing for the interview itself?
Oh, their AI-powered video interview practice is invaluable. You can record yourself answering those common interview questions, get feedback on your delivery, and refine those answers until you feel confident and prepared.
Oh my gosh, so it's like having a virtual mock interview.
Exactly. You can practice, get feedback, and improve your performance before that real deal.
That's amazing. And the best part is their AI can tailor the feedback to specific job roles.
Yeah, it's like having a personalized prep session for each interview you have.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground interview prep, career paths, certifications, AI tools, but RoleCatcher also emphasizes the importance of networking.
Oh, yeah. Networking is huge.
It is, but it can be intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are some tips for making networking less scary?
Well, RoleCatcher suggests attending industry events and job fairs, joining online professional networking platforms, and connecting with individuals on LinkedIn.
So just like putting yourself out there and meeting people.
Exactly. It's a chance to learn from others, share your experiences, and discover new opportunities.
And don't forget about informational interviews.
Oh, yeah, those are great. Reaching out to people who are currently working in those roles that you aspire to can give you invaluable insights into that day-to-day reality of the job, those challenges and rewards, and those skills and qualifications that are most valued.
It's like getting a behind-the-scenes look at the career path that you're interested in.
And it can also help you build relationships with people who might be able to provide mentorship or even open doors to future job opportunities.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So networking is not just about asking for a job. It's about building connections, expanding your knowledge, and opening yourself up to new possibilities.
Exactly. It's all about relationships.
So be open to talking to people, sharing your interests, and learning from others. You never know where those conversations might lead.
Exactly. Sometimes the most valuable connections come from unexpected places.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of practical strategies for preparing for this interview. But amidst all this preparation, there's one crucial piece of advice that RoleCatcher emphasizes.
What's that?
Be yourself.
Oh, that's so important. It sounds simple, but it's so often overlooked. In the midst of trying to impress that interviewer, it's easy to lose sight of who you are and what makes you unique.
Totally.
Yeah.
So how do you stay true to yourself during the interview process?
Well, let your personality shine through. Share your passion for the automotive industry, your excitement about that role, and your genuine desire to learn and grow. Be honest about your strengths and weaknesses. And don't be afraid to ask questions and engage in a real conversation.
I love that.
Mm.
Because ultimately, you want to find a job that's a good fit for you, not just a job that you think you should have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you're genuine and authentic, it shows. Interviewers can sense when someone's trying too hard or putting on a facade. But when you're being yourself, you're more relaxed, you're more confident, and you're more likely to connect with that interviewer on a personal level.
It's about finding that company culture that aligns with your values, a team that you can learn from and contribute to, and a role that challenges you and allows you to grow.
Yeah, and when you find that right fit, it's more than just a job.
It's like a calling almost.
Exactly. It's an opportunity to do work that you're passionate about, make a meaningful contribution, and build a fulfilling career.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored those crucial interview questions. We delved into the typical career path and even uncovered some AI-powered secrets to success.
We've been busy.
We have. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on something that often comes up in the world of motor vehicle assembly, and that's the impact of technology.
Well, yeah, technology is changing everything.
It's an industry that's constantly evolving, with new technologies emerging all the time.
All the time. It's amazing how quickly things are changing.
So what are some of the key trends that are shaping the future of vehicle assembly, and how can aspiring supervisors prepare for those changes?
That's a great question. And RoleCatcher actually provides some fascinating insights into this topic. One of the most significant trends is the increasing use of automation and robotics in the assembly process.
Oh yeah, we've all seen those incredible videos of robots working on assembly lines.
Yeah, it's amazing how precise and efficient they are.
But how does that impact the role of the human supervisor?
Well, it's not about robots replacing humans. It's about robots and humans working together more effectively. The role of that supervisor is evolving to include managing and overseeing these automated systems, ensuring they're functioning correctly, troubleshooting any issues that arise, and training team members on how to work safely and efficiently alongside those robots.
Okay, so it's not just about technical skills. It's also about leadership skills, adaptability, and that ability to embrace new technologies.
Exactly. And it's also about understanding those limitations of automation and recognizing the unique skills and qualities that humans bring to the table, like problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity.
So it's about finding that right balance between automation and human expertise.
Exactly. Got to have both.
Another major trend is the rise of electric vehicles and that increasing complexity of vehicle technology.
Oh, yeah. Electric vehicles are changing the game.
So this requires supervisors to have a deeper understanding of electrical systems, battery technology, and software integration.
Yeah, it's a whole new world of knowledge and skills that supervisors need to master.
So how do you stay on top of all that?
Well, it's all about being adaptable, embracing continuous learning, and being able to lead those teams through those periods of transition.
So it's not just about being a manager. It's about being a change agent.
Exactly. Got to be able to roll with the punches.
And then there's the growing importance of data analytics in the assembly process.
Oh, yeah. Data is king these days.
So sensors and data collection systems are being integrated into every stage of production, generating vast amounts of information that can be used to optimize efficiency, improve quality, and predict any potential problems.
Yeah, data can tell you so much if you know how to read it.
So supervisors need to be comfortable working with data, interpreting trends, and making those data-driven decisions.
Absolutely. Data is your friend.
Yes, for sure. So it sounds like the role of the motor vehicle assembly supervisor is becoming more challenging, more complex, and more exciting than ever before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's definitely not your grandfather's assembly line anymore.
I can imagine. But it's also an incredible opportunity to be at the forefront of innovation, to lead teams in a rapidly changing industry, and to make a real impact on the future of transportation.
It's a really exciting time to be in this field, and RoleCatcher's resources are an invaluable guide for anyone who's ready to embrace those challenges and embark on this exciting career journey.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact of technology, and I think it's important to acknowledge that with these advancements come some important considerations around ethics and responsibility.
Oh, for sure. We can't just ignore the ethical implications of all this technology.
So how do we ensure that technology is being used responsibly and ethically in the workplace?
Well, as automation and AI become more prevalent in the workplace, it's crucial for supervisors to think critically about the ethical implications of these technologies and to ensure that they're being used in a way that benefits both the company and the workforce.
So it's about finding that balance between efficiency and human well-being.
Exactly. We don't want to sacrifice people for the sake of progress.
And it's about fostering a workplace culture where open dialogue about these issues is encouraged and where everyone feels empowered to raise concerns and contribute to finding those ethical and sustainable solutions.
Absolutely. We need to have those conversations and make sure that everyone's voice is heard.
So as you're preparing for your interview, it's worth considering how you would approach these ethical considerations. How would you ensure that technology is being used responsibly and ethically within your team and within the company as a whole?
Yeah, it's a complex topic and there are no easy answers, but it's a conversation that we need to be having as we move forward into this increasingly automated and technologically driven future. It's a really complex issue, and it's something that, we need to be mindful of as we move forward.
Totally. It feels like we're really on the verge of a whole new era in automotive manufacturing.
It is a very exciting time to be in this field for sure. And for someone who's passionate about technology and innovation, this role really offers like a front row seat to the future of transportation.
Yeah, it's really cool. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought that RoleCatcher emphasizes. And it's something that we've kind of touched on throughout this whole episode.
Okay.
And it's the importance of finding a company culture that aligns with your values and your goals.
Oh, that is so important. Company culture can make or break your experience no matter how interesting the job or how great the salary might be.
For sure. So as you're preparing for your interview, don't just focus on showcasing your skills and your experience, but also take some time to research the company's culture.
Yeah, do your homework.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So look at their website, read employee reviews, and try to get a sense of their values, their mission, and their leadership style.
It's like finding the right puzzle piece. You want to make sure it fits in with the bigger picture of your career aspirations and your personal values.
Yes, exactly. Because at the end of the day, you want to find a job where you feel valued, respected, and inspired to do your best work. A place where you can grow and contribute, and where your work aligns with your sense of purpose.
It's about finding a job that's not just a paycheck, but a fulfilling and meaningful part of your life. A
Yes.
place where you can wake up every morning feeling excited about the work you do and the impact you're making.
I love that. This has been such an amazing journey through the world of the Motor Vehicle Assembly Supervisor. We've decoded the role, explored potential career paths, tackled those tough interview questions, and even uncovered some AI-powered secrets to success.
And we talked about the importance of adaptability, continuous learning, embracing those new technologies, and finding that company culture that aligns with your values.
Yes, if you are feeling inspired and ready to take on this challenge, remember to check out RoleCatcher. Their platform is an invaluable resource for anyone navigating the job search process.
They have everything you need to prepare for your interview. Research those companies and land that dream job. So head to RoleCatcher, explore their resources, and let their AI be your co-pilot as you navigate your career journey.
And most importantly, believe in yourself. Showcase your passion and let your unique skills and experiences shine through. Good luck with your interview. Until next time, happy prepping.